Hello everybody, Logan here with another episode of Triple Terror, Spirit Halloween Edition. Today we have 3 more props to discuss. Today we'll be discussing Cerberus, his third time around. Shirley Stapp, who actually just debuted her video and went live just a few days ago. And Gravestone Ghoul, one of my personal favorites of the season. It's a pretty diverse cast this time, so it's not just mainly one company. I have a picker wheel picking all my props since there's such a high volume, so it's kind of random what we're gonna get. I try to make sure it's even as much as possible, so it's not all licensed characters, and it's not like all flashback characters as well, just to kind of make the videos a little more interesting for you guys. So, I guess the first one on our list, Cerberus. I really don't have a lot to say about Cerberus, so I guess this one will be a pretty quick segment. I've seen Cerberus twice already. I mean, I don't know, kind of tired of seeing Cerberus so many times. So this is this dog's third time return. No, actually not third time, but second time returning, third time being sold. So I guess third time's a charm with this guy. This thing has been around for so long. It's kind of crazy how long this prop has been sold. It's not even been that long since it was previously discontinued. So it's kind of jarring that they would already bring back Cerberus. I'm not sure why. I understand with the circus theme, obviously you have like your little freak show, but like, may I remind you that sewer varmint also exists and is kind of a more fitting prop than Cerberus is, and looks better, and is also not a half-bodied prop. So, and not only that, but they brought back Cerberus with, in my opinion, very minimal upgrades. Don't get me wrong, they did upgrade him a little bit, but it's not enough to really make me go, yippee, I'm gonna buy him. It's just kind of an eye roll from me, if that makes sense. They just took out the the wooden piece, metal. It's just, I don't know, maybe they did some build quality improvements as well, but as far as I'm concerned, it's still the same looking Cerberus. And not only that, I'm gonna be really blunt and just say it's not even a good looking prop. And it's never been a good-looking prop to begin with. I've never understood the Cerberus hype because it's not really that good. And it never was. I think how it looks, it's kind of cheap. It looks like it has a rug on it, basically. Like, it has no actual, like, body form going to it, and that really drags it down so much more for me. And I really hate to see that because I know, this is such a popular product, but it's like, it's disappointing to see them still keep this a half-bodied prop. They didn't make it a full-bodied prop because Spirit's capable of that, and so is YJ. We've seen it with Sewer Varmint. Sewer Varmint had a full body, and they, for whatever reason, refused to do it with Cerberus. And in my opinion, that would be a massive improvement. And they could make the body shape better, but they just, for whatever, don't want to. What really disappoints me is this is taking up the slot as the in-store flashback. So, this is basically replacing props like Towering Clown, Clowning Around, Twitching Banshee, which I really feel like is completely unfair, especially considering that this is a permanent prop meaning that this is going to return every year, like Sitting Scarecrow, Scary Sitting Scarecrow, the Jumping Spiders, and Man's Possessed Friend, which is why it's on a permanent discount, and it says that this item is excluded from all promotional discounts. So, to basically look us in the eyes and basically be like, well, this is going to be your in-store flashback, is pretty shitty in my opinion, considering that you have a literal circus theme and you have Towering Freaking Clown, which kind of started it all, and you chose the 3-headed dog over him in the ISE? Really? Really? That's really dumb thinking. That's terrible marketing, if I'm going to be super blunt about that. Like, that was your chance to have Towering Clown return year after year after year after year like he did the first time around, and to have him in a carnival setting would have made him do exponentially well. Same with clowning around, and you chose the dog? Really? Whose decision was that? That's a terrible decision. Come on, guys. That's a really dumb decision to make. I guess I don't fully understand. I guess, the freak show or whatever, but over Towering Clown? You sure? You certain? Yeah, no, you want the dog? Okay. Alright. Cerberus' fake price, I say that because they're basically pulling a Joanne on you guys, is $200, and his actual price is $130. It's basically like a fake discount. They make you think you're getting a discount, but really not. It's a marketing tactic. It's what they do with the spiders, the scarecrows, Man's Possessed Friend. It's how they keep them, selling, obviously. It's clever, it works, but, meh. But then, they get away with it not being able to be discounted, which is really? That's kind of lame on you guys. Yeah, the dog's back. And not only that, but, they didn't even update his video again. So, it's the same. I don't know. I'm not happy to see this back. If this were an inbox only or a filler, or when in the theme alongside Towering Clown, like it should have, then I would probably be more neutral about it returning. But for this to take up the in-store slot, I think everyone is on the same page when we're all why? That's really crappy to do. Because you brought back 2 clowns, and you're having a carnival thing. Let that sink in. And again, Cerberus is not that good. But I guess Spirit really likes their dogs, because, this is the second dog prop to become a permanent returning item. So I guess to really make it complete, they need to bring back the jumping dog from Techie and then make that a permanent item, which honestly would be kind of smart. But I don't know, that's between them and Techie, I guess. But yeah, let's roll his old demo that I'm sure you all have seen a million times, because I want to be done with Cerberus. We're on to Shirley freaking Stab, a 50s housewife gone mad. I gotta say, Shirley Stab is one of my absolute favorite animatronics of all time, period. .com, .net. Just, wow. This is terrifying. I mean, absolutely terrifying. And the concept is so cool. So Shirley Stab is by Techie Design, and by no surprise, looks just amazing. She is this crazed 50s housewife in this cute little blue dress, and she's got this carved up face. We're talking Officer Francis from Halloween style carved up. And she's got the butcher knife that she used to carve up her face. And she is ready to make you look like her too. It is so gruesome. It's everything I want in an animatronic. I have to say. I am very, very pleased with her. And actually, I just watched Chilling Props video on her, because she's now in stock. And she looks pretty good. I really have to say, the build seems pretty decent. I definitely kind of see why she's so expensive, because she's got so many large parts. I'm kind of skimming through the video real quick. For one, she has an actual full bust piece, which is really impressive. So it's not just like a head and then a breastplate. It's a whole bust, which is really cool. And she's got full legs as well. So again, to kind of go with that 50s housewife, theme. She's got like cute little heels and everything. And then her face is really what ties it all together, where she carved her face up to look like a jack-o'-lantern, even down to the little lines. And it's so gruesome how they pulled this off. Now, what makes Shirley even cooler is in the background, it has this like 50s slow ballad playing, and that's kind of creepier in my opinion. I feel like that's what really drives this prop home, is that really just soothing, relaxing 50s music. While she's just carved up, she's kind of giggling, there's screaming in the background. That's really eerie in my opinion. Now, there is one thing I don't really love about Shirley, and actually it's about the thing I love the most, and it's the face. I wish they wasn't hollowed out like a pumpkin. What I wish they did is they gave her like muscle tissue underneath, so she had like eyes, the bone of her nose, and her teeth poking out, like Officer Francis did. Well, I guess he didn't have his eyes, they were gouged out, but really amping up the gore. Does that make sense? I wish they made it a little gorier. Now, granted, this is also a retail quality prop, so I'm sure there's some limitations as what they can do, and kind of what's acceptable and what Spirit wanted them to do. But that's just kind of my only real complaint, is I wish she had like muscle tissue and tendons and all that stuff hanging out, and she looked more human, if that makes sense. But like the jack-o'-lantern head is still pretty cool, don't get me wrong. Like, I like it. It's just I do wish they would have really gone with the gore. What I also really like about Shirley are her black leather gloves. Again, little detail, it kind of adds more like character to her. So she just looks like this manic serial killer. Honestly, it really does give me serial killer vibes. I love Shirley. I think really the only thing I'm going to do to mine is I'm going to bloody up her face more with perma blood. And I think I'm going to change the outfit and get like a nicer 50s dress and really get one with like a cuter print on it and dirty it up and probably dirty up her legs and her heels a bit more too. But really, besides that, I think she's pretty solid. I'm really pleased with how this was done. I mean, this is a really remarkable prop, I have to say. Techie does really cool stuff, and I feel like this is the coolest thing they have ever done. Another thing I do want to change about this is actually the stabbing motion. I think it'd be cooler if it were really sudden and violent. Think kind of like Ghostface. I think that also would be a lot cooler too, to really sell the like crazed manic nature of Shirley's stab. I think a lot of people share that same sentiment with me, where they don't like just the very smooth, fluid, slow stabbing motion. It really doesn't suit her very much. And also her price is a little, well, I don't know. I kind of understand the price, and I also don't love it at the same time, because she does have a lot of big, solid plastic parts. Like, again, her whole bust and her legs, you know. But she is $230, and she stands at 5'8". But then you also have the legs being solid plastic, the entire bust being solid plastic. So, I don't know. I think it might be justifiable by the build and the build quality, because she does look really nice. I don't know. I like Shirley. I think she's really cool. I don't know if I want to put her in with my pumpkin patch this year or put her in my cemetery as like just this crazy, like, murderous, like, spirit almost. But either way, phenomenal prop. I want to see more characters like this in the future, for sure. Because, like, come on, this is really cool. Like, this is really cool. I'm, like, just looking at different angles of her and also scrolling through Chilling Props video, which I will link that down below, by the way. So, again, thank you, Chilling. I've been watching all of his videos to kind of help me get more informed opinions on these props. So, you know, and he provides really nice demos of them, so you can really get a good feel for these. But yeah, no, like, this is a really cool prop. So I'm a fan. I am probably gonna order Shirley first before I get anything else from Spirit. Realistically, I think Shirley's gonna be my go-to. It was gonna be Dan, but I think now that I've seen Shirley, I think she'll be my first pick. Yeah, let's roll her demo. Now on to our final segment of Triple Terror. We're going to be talking about the Gravestone Ghoul by Seasonal Visions. So this is one of the more budget-friendly characters, but still on the higher scale of pricing. This guy is at $179.99 and is a little shorter, but I kind of understand what they were going with this. So this is more of a groundbreaker that's like coming out from the ground behind his tombstone. And I really gotta say, SVI killed it with this prop, right? So let's just start off with the tombstone, right? Because, you know, that's kind of the whole thing. The tombstone looks really nice, especially for SVI's quality. You know, last year they were kind of lacking, but this year they're really coming back, and they're coming back hard. So it looks like an actual old tombstone. It looks kind of decrepit and it's crumbling. You know, maybe it's had one too many wax rubs on it. So it looks like something I would actually see in the cemetery right across the street from a workshop, believe it or not. There's actually some old 100-year-old headstones out there, and some of them do look like this right now. So definitely props to them for making something fairly realistic, because this looks like an actual headstone. And then you have the hands, which are different from SVI's typical ghoul hands. They usually have about 3 different styles they choose from. You have the really thin, kind of claw-looking ones. You usually see them on the towering characters, especially the older ones. And then you have the kind of skeletal ones with a little bit of flesh wrapped around them. And then you have just the bare bone ones. So these ones are actually fleshy still. And they painted his nails to look extra disgusting, which really pleasing to see. And then the head sculpt is completely original. Again, when they're doing ghouls and zombies, they like to use this one head sculpt, and it's not a bad one. It's just overused. The Reaper's Ride one, he's not the one that started it. It's just the one that I kind of think of. So they did a whole new sculpt, and it looks really good. It's got like this green kind of rotting gums and some muscle tissue exposed, and the skin's peeling away to show off his skull. I mean, this looks really good. I gotta say, I am really happy with this new sculpt, and I hope to see it a little more often. And this is kind of their new, like, twitching, ghoul sculpt, because it's actually a new twitching prop. So I'm happy to see that series return, and it's such a cool way, because he's like thrashing around and twitching behind this headstone, so it looks like he's still trying to drag himself up out of the ground, which I think looks really, really cool. Pardon my sniffling, by the way. Allergies. You guys know the deal. The clothing, pretty standard. I will say, I need to pull up. The behind shot makes the staining look really good. So I wonder if the produced ones look that nice. I need to actually go back to chilling props to double check. Again, this guy, Chilling, I don't know if he watches my content. Probably not. Huge shout out to you, because you have been really kind of helping me out here again with some of my discussion videos. So thank you, man. I guess thank you for making like content. So I'm kind of looking through here, and I mean, everything looks so really good, even on the produced models, which is good. I mean, obviously that's what I want to see. And yeah, no, the standing of the clothing is pretty consistent with the stock photo. I love to see that. So the detailing really picked up this year with SVI. So I'm really curious to see if the quality did as well. Granted, I have Clouding Around, the new one, and that one's really good. But, I don't have any of the new original characters yet. So I'm a little curious to see how their quality holds up compared to him. But yeah, no, Gravestone Ghoul looks really good. At least Chilling Props one looks really, really good. I like how his came out. Yeah, no, like I said, really happy with this guy. And with the price point, you really can't beat that. He seems pretty secure, pretty decently built. So I trust this prop, and I am actually quite a fan of the SVI Twitching series. I have a Twitching Clown, though I converted him into something else, but I have Twitching Clown. And I want to get the Morris Ghoul and the Twitching Corpse. Oh, and I have the Banshee too. So, it's cool to see these make a comeback, because I think they're really cool. And again, this one having a more unique sculpt is really cool. And they did a really good job with the detailing. I like the mouth where the mouth is peeling up, so it almost looks like he has like a cleft lip going on here. It's just from decay, but it's really cool how they did that. So, you know, again, little things like that I think are really cool. So yeah, this is one that's on my radar for sure. I definitely see myself buying this guy. I think he's super cool. I even like his receding hairline as well. I think it's as thin as the stock. So yeah, it's as thin. Yeah, I like that. I'm for sure getting this guy. So yeah, overall, I really think this year is looking to be a strong one. So before we depart, I'm going to roll the wheel here in person so we can see who we're going to be discussing next time I see you guys. So our first candidate is Michael Myers. Okay. Interesting one. I haven't talked about him yet. Who else are we getting? Oh, we gotta do a rescan. We gotta do a respin because it landed on Emily and Victor. And again, I don't want to do one that's just licensed characters. That's boring. So, we got Demonic Gatekeeper, another one of my favorites. And then let's see who it is. Giant Death Ray. Okay, so the wheel is throwing me some bones here that I can really talk about these characters. Alright, so our next episode we'll be discussing Michael Myers, Demonic Gatekeeper, and Giant Death Ray. So, to the next time for Triple Terror. I'm Logan Kaler, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.